Greetings and salutations! Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times this Tuesday, January 19, 2021. For today's editorial, another Senate vaccine hearing is imperative. There cannot be a more compelling reason for the Senate to hold another public hearing on the government's COVID vaccination plan than the fact that the two previous hearings failed to produce satisfactory answers to questions of high public importance. At the conclusion of the last hearings, the Senator Inquisitors appeared to be as confused and bewildered as the general public. The hoped-for assurance that under the vaccination plan, the nation will get effective and safe vaccines at reasonable prices wasn't achieved. Clarity was not attained because of the tendency toward evasiveness of vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. and his blanket invocation of confidentiality concerning the government's negotiations with vaccine manufacturers. There was no clear presentation of the vaccination plan, what vaccines are really forthcoming, and the order of priorities among those who will be vaccinated. There was significantly no explanation of the puzzling official statement that citizens will be given no choice in the vaccination process, no choice on what vaccine to take, or no choice whether to be vaccinated or not. The Senate Committee of the Whole, in all its majesty, failed to achieve a total picture of the vaccine situation. Senators from both the majority and the minority in the chamber are now joined together in calling for another Senate hearing. Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon said the vaccination plan laid out before the Senate was murky. Senator Panfilo Lacson contended that a new inquiry should get answers to questions that the executive branch wants to avoid. In a statement, Drilon suggested the Committee of the Whole should provide a preliminary and not a final report on the recently concluded hearings. There are still a number of issues hanging. There are too many unanswered questions on grave concerns. The survival of the country largely depends on our ability to implement a successful vaccination program against the COVID-19 virus, Drilon said. The senator said it was evident that the executive branch has made no sufficient preparations on the vaccine rollout. He believes the Senate should assert its oversight power, even as it wants the government to succeed in its COVID-19 vaccination program. The minority leader reiterated the need for transparency in the government's vaccine roadmap. This is an opportunity for the public to be informed of the government's vaccination plan and scrutinize the same. The lack of access to information fuels doubts and confusion among the public, he emphasized. The success of the vaccination program and the country's economic recovery depends on the ability to inoculate at least 60% of our population. How will the government convince people that the vaccines are safe? How can we strengthen our people's confidence in the anti-coronavirus vaccine? Senator Francis Pangilinan, who filed the resolution that led to the two-day Senate hearings, cited lapses from the original plan for conducting the hearings. He pointed out that the government has been mentioning Sinovac as the first vaccine to be used in the country, and yet there are other possible vaccines that Filipinos could receive, namely Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Novavax. It is clear that the Sinovac agreement is not yet a done deal. This is good because our countrymen have doubts about the safety of the vaccine and the government must get the vaccines that are most effective and efficient, he said. During the hearing, Secretary Galvez, who is also chief implementer of the National Action Plan against COVID-19, said the government aims to inoculate 50 to 70 million of the population to bring back normalcy in national life. Galvez said that orders of the US-made Pfizer COVID vaccines are expected to arrive in the country at about the same time as the China-made Sinovac by February 20. This seemed to indicate that the vaccination of citizens should start in the last week of February. Pangilinan clarified that the Senate hearings were not being used as a tool to criticize the government's vaccination roadmap. Rather, it is an opportunity to ensure the safety and efficacy of the vaccines that will be used to vaccinate millions of our people, he said. And that's the editorial for Tuesday, January 19, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to our digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.